because I've always been known to have a big voice, big mouth. But Julie and I have been friends for a long, long time. Some of the things I can tell on her, you all can believe or you don't have to. They're just sort of a little far-fetched. But she's not only my friend, but she's friends to a lot of people. And some years back, Julie said to me, Helen, she said, Julie, I know you're not gonna admit to this, so you all can take it if you want to. This is sort of my little joke of the day. She said, would you like to go with me? I'm going to Washington, D.C. Bob can't go, and I would like to see if you want to go with me. And I said, yeah, I'd like that. And she said, well, while we're here, let's go see the president. And I said, the president? She said, yeah, he's a good friend of mine. Let's go see him. So we went down to the White House, and she knocked on the door, and here came the president. He said, well, Julie Whitaker. He said, come on in, you and your friends said, come on in and meet with me. And I just couldn't believe she was the president. She said, well, while we're out, let's go to England, because I want to see Queen Elizabeth. So we went to England, and she saw we went down to the palace, and here came Queen Elizabeth, and she said, Julie Whitaker, come in and have a little bit of tea with me, you and your friend. Just so good to see you. And I thought, well, she knows everybody. So she said, well, one more place before we go home. She said, I want to go to Rome. I haven't seen my friend the Pope. And I said, the Pope? And she said, yeah, we want to go see the Pope. So when we got there, they said, well, he's coming out on the balcony in just a few minutes. So she said, well, let me go see if I can catch him, and I'll meet you here in a minute. And I said, okay. So she went off. All these people started coming in the courtyard, and they got more full and more full. And I said, well, where in the world did Julie go? And I could see in the distance there was somebody out on that balcony. And this man had his binoculars, and he was saying, I said, can you tell me if that's a Pope out there? And he said, well, let me look. And he said, well, I see a man with a skull cap on it, and let me see. My gosh, that's Julie Whitaker. So if you're more popular than Pope, you know you're pretty popular. Also, anybody that's ever been around the women know that there's been skits in the 600 Club. We had 20 or 30 people that came for the banquets, and 100 came to see the skits. But Julie was always involved in those skits. I was a ventriloquist, and she was my dummy. Y'all remember that? Yes. There was another time, who could forget the YMCA? Also, we were at the city banquet one year, and we had Elvis. Remember Elvis? He came to see us. Well, Julie, he heard that you were going to be inducted today, and he wanted me to read this to you. He said, and now someone so dear, she's been so great, now that's for certain. Her friends will say it clear. She's our rock of Gibraltar, now that's for certain. She's bold, a lead that's full. She's traveled each and every highway. Oh, Julie, much more than this, you did it your way. Regrets, she's had a few, but then again, too few to mention. She did what she had to do. She thought through without exemption. She planned each chartered trip, each bowling stop along the highway. Oh, Julie, much more than this, you did it your way. There was a time I'm sure you knew you bit off more than you could chew. But through it all, without a doubt, she ate it up and spit it out. She tasted all and she stood tall. You did it your way. She loved, she laughed, she cried. She's had her share of winning, and now, as tears subside, please accept the thank you that we are sending. To thank, she did all this, and may I say, not in a shy way, oh, Julie, much more than this, you did it your way. Some words go along with it. Let me say this to Julie. Julie has done a lot of things for our association. We all know what a gratitude we got to her. But in 1976, she had a high average. 1981, she had a high average. 1978, she bowled a high game of 268. 1988, 1989, the Sportsmanship Award, and 1996, the Woman Bowl of the Year, besides all the things she has done for our state association, leagues, everything. We appreciate it. Sheila Whitaker. Thank you.
I like getting I didn't write anything down, but I do want to thank my very dear friend, Miss Ellen.
Very good twosome.
And all of my board, Jean and Jane and everybody that's here. For 21 years, I was president of the association, and there was a lot of really great people that came through that association in those years. So I do want to thank the Hall of Fame and everybody that, I don't know, Helen, did you nominate me? I figured you did. I would like to introduce my family. For those of you who don't know, I do have a husband. He's right back there, Bob. And my daughter, Kim, my son, Mike, my son-in-law, Louis, and my two grandchildren, Emily and Hayden. And I want to thank them for putting up with me for 40-some-odd years with all this bowling stuff that I've done and have thoroughly enjoyed all these many years. And it's been really great, and I do thank everybody for coming and